Hi, my name is Jerry Freeman, and this is my very good friend and business partner, Mr. Connie Joyner. We're here to share our story with you, a very, very sad one. It's about two elderly citizens trying to open and operate a small business in Childersburg, Alabama. Unfortunately, we have been attacked and undermined by the United States Postal Service using unfair business tactics and indeed direct malice. We bought this building in January 2015. We had already purchased the franchise. Great service to a big gap in not only this community but some of the surrounding areas as well. We decided to give our new location a complete remodel, and along the way acquiring all of the necessaries to get us opened up. Starting with the title deed, formation of LLCs, tax IDs at local, state, federal, business license, building inspectors, fire marshals, sign permit. The utilities are not bundled here, so everything is singular: power, trash, gas, water. Our security system, the banking business, checks, credit cards, business cards, everything from all of our carrier and services, fingerprint machines, you name it. So we finally targeted August the 21st to open, correct?
23rd.
The 23rd, week of the 21st. We had a super operations guy and the top trainer come down here and be with us that week to help us get a good boost. Anyway, to the 21st, we noticed that we were missing some supplies. And I can't remember if it was he that made the call or myself. But anyway, we called the post office and asked them had they seen our stuff, and they said yes, but we sent it back. So why? The reply was our address didn't exist. Okay, well, what happened to it? And better yet, what is our address? Well, they didn't know. They had to get with 911 and figure it out. Okay, so I think on the 23rd, and they had, without going into a bunch of detail, they decided that we were going to have a Silicaga email, or excuse me, mailing address. In other words, we're deep in the city limits of Childersburg, but they've decided to put us in another town. I cannot come close to describing the catastrophic consequences, confusion that has caused. So, the whole purpose I named all that stuff off a while ago was now we've got to do it all over again.
Because it was in the original address.
Exactly. So, for 11 years, this building had its original address, but a day or two before we opened, it vanished. And we're now in Silicaga. Location is the lifeblood logistics for any shipping center, and we were in trouble.
From the very beginning.
Yes, we just didn't know it. We fought tooth and nail trying to dispute that. Bottom line was we got a visit from one of the management folks from the USPS in Birmingham, and basically she said, it is what it is, it cannot be changed, just deal with it. Okay, well luckily, a friend called another friend in the White House. We got a call that afternoon, that same day, I guess it was, and talked to those folks. There was an email sent the next morning, 9:30, something like that. I got a phone call, and it was from the 911 service, I think.
911.
They asked what it would take to get us satisfied, and simply we just said, you know what, we need a Childersburg address, and we need you to be our carrier. One little point I'm going to slip in here real quick. The whole time this place was being remodeled, the same folks that's our carrier today, we watched them turn around in our parking lot every day. So,
To service all these people behind us.
yes. So basically what happened was, this represents a huge area behind our store. And our store would be this little tiny corner. So what was attached to all this is now 9 miles that way in Silicotta. Okay, enough said. White House saved us. We've got Childersburg address. Everything's good. That lasted about 3 weeks. And it's just been a myriad of things, one behind the other. Return mail, you can imagine. As a matter of fact, if you'd like to see some, we have a lot since day one until, in fact, last week?
And we still get calls, remember?
Well, yes.
Yes.
And emails related, in case anybody wanted to show those. Our financials are wide open. Love for anybody that could help us to see those. Oh, one more thing and I'll move on. Now, you remember I said the target date was the week of the 21st. I know for positively sure that that address didn't get changed until somewhere right in that area. And the reason that I know that, this is an email from the United States Postal Service with the original Childersburg address that we bought this building under. It was a confirmation email saying that our supplies have been sent.
To that address.
To that address.
That didn't exist.
Yes. So, you know, we changed everything at great expense. And even past that, we just simply could not get a handle on Google Maps, MapQuest, any which way on the cell phone, GPS, even, well, I don't want to mention any names for carriers at this point, but if it becomes necessary, that we certainly will. We still get calls to this day that says, okay, we're in Silicotta, but we don't see you, which usually is our feed and seed store in actually, where's that, Grove Town or?
Oak Grove.
Oak Grove. Or a subdivision in Silicotta. Well, folks, we're operating out of our own pocket all during this time because we can't advertise. No, we did get to advertise some.
So, yeah, we did at
we-
the beginning.
With some of the sports programs through the local schools, some of the local media, Trader's Helper, and some of the newspapers. So some months rocked by, and one of the carriers mentioned, why don't you try an EDDM? It's a service that the post office has. It's every door direct mail. Well, that's cool. So basically, I created an account on their website, and what a challenge that was to navigate that thing. It took myself and two college girls, 2 months at least, just
2 to 3 months.
just to produce the thing. Had to be a certain weight, cardstock, certain finish. Okay, we got all that. So we get about 1,500 or so of them printed up, and we decided the way it works is you choose a route out of however how many the post office has, and you gave them the flyers for X amount of money. It's all gravy for the post office because they don't have anything in it. They're stopping at the mailboxes anyway. So Connie goes down there with several hundred. I forget how many exactly on that first time. And they said, well, we can't take them. You're gonna have to be bundled in counts of 100. Okay. She comes back. We get everything nice and neat, done. Okay, X amount for this route and this route. She goes back again, and they say, well, we can't take them. They have to have stamps on them. And we're not talking about postage stamps. It's something that you create on the computer while you're making those flyers. And you know, I'm laughing, but let me tell you something. We're in dire straits right now. We probably cannot afford to be open another month. But okay, back to the stamps. I couldn't figure out how to do it, quite honestly. The post office, the postmaster, didn't know how to do it. Couldn't figure out how to navigate the website. I called the supervisors in Birmingham, talked to the marketing people in Birmingham. Nobody knew how to do it. Probably, I don't even know how many months later it was, the postmaster called me up one day and she said, hey, you know what, I think I've got it figured out. Good. She comes down and it takes 5 minutes. 5 minutes. If you don't know how to fly a plane.
I think we finally, the first we got, it was the last of February. It was several months.
Before they were distributed, yeah. Well, we had to reprint everything.
Right. That was expensive in itself.
Yeah, it was, and I contacted the White House again, and an email was sent, or, I'm sorry, we talked about it, and they said that they'd send another email, and the second time, I asked about restitution. We need to take legal action. We're losing a lot of money. Well, the exact words were, let's just wait, let's hold off on that now, see if any more boogers pop up. Okay, well, it's already cost us $200,000, $300,000, and we can't wait much longer. Okay, well, 6 months later, I get a call from the post office, and it's the postmaster. 6 months later, she says, well, we just got word from Birmingham, y'all still kind of having some kind of trouble. Well, it was about that time that we realized we were really in trouble. So she comes down and we tell her exactly, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, Jerry and I both were here, and we told her that I had been down to the post office and what had happened. We had some taxes that we had not gotten the mail for several months, and so I carried it to the accountant when I finally got it, and there were lots of penalties because we had not sent in the tax, and he said that we needed to he filled it out and said we need to carry it to the post office and make sure it was postmarked. And so when I did, when I went in, I told him it needed to be postmarked, and so he just threw it back with the other mail. And so I stayed there, and I told him that the accountant said that I needed to wait until it was postmarked. And so he went and got his stamp, and he got the envelope, and he stamped it, and he said, "Now are you satisfied?" Looked me straight in the eyes and said, "Now are you satisfied?" And I said, "Yes, sir." And I just couldn't believe that I really couldn't believe it was happening, but I should have, because we'd been in a mess for several months.
She's being very kind. This guy was irate, you know, he was screaming and, "Is this what you want to see? Are you happy now?" Throws the stamp one way and the letter the next. She comes back in tears. Yeah, a federal employee. So she hadn't been back down there.
So we did share that with the postmaster.
Yes, we did, and nothing. So, we've been operating every single day out of pocket. She's already mortgaged her house, mine's for sale. I've sold my boat, and just about everything else was worth anything, and she has to. You know, we're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars, and it is just so sad. You wouldn't have any idea what an impact like that would make on a business, but it surely has. I made a last ditch effort. I called the White House, standing right here in the middle of this showroom, and the response wasn't real good. It was about 2 weeks probably before the presidential election, and in their defense, I can't even imagine what it's like working there when things are normal, much less that time of year. And I could hear, you know, like a bee's nest behind them, so no help. And that's why that we've waited so long. We really thought that the White House would save us. We're that close to losing every single thing we have. If someone can help us, we certainly do need it. We're going to make every effort, as this video is being delivered throughout America, to make sure that it gets in the hands of our new president. So I guess I don't know what else to say.
Thank you for listening.